Welcome to the Directive. This is the first podcast from the Eden Directive Star Citizen Group. Since this is our first podcast, we'll be doing an introduction to the organization and what it's all about. But first, let me introduce myself. I'm Dan, founder of the Eden Directive, and with me today I have Council Member Super Newt.
Good day to you, sir.
So, quick introduction to the group. The Eden Directive was formed as the Star Citizen Group, but quickly evolved into something more. We have a Steam group, and we play other games like Guns of Icarus, Minecraft, PlanetSide 2, and now we play a lot of Arena Commander.
Woo! And fail miserably.
We tried to play a lot of Arena Commander.
Like I said, I just can't HOTAS at the moment. I'm having so many troubles with it. I just seem to be missing the Vandal completely or ramming into them.
Yeah,
I
it
wish
seems
I
like
had.
the gamepad seems to be the only way to go at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, I should go back to mouse and keyboard, but I bought the HOTAS, so I'm determined to use it, even if it is just me ramming into everything. That's fine. I just need to find a ship with a very armored nose.
So you can ram them.
Well, that's pretty much how I play Guns of Icarus as well, is it's just ramming things. I'm sorry, I've gone off topic already. This is fantastic right at the start. We have a Mumble voice chat set up for our members to talk, and we also maintain an active subreddit, which is reddit.com/r/Eden Direct. We have members from all across the globe, from the US, the UK, woohoo, Canada, Japan, Australia, and more. We're an all-inclusive organization that doesn't discriminate against others.
Yeah, our current group consists of 65 members, which about half of those are very active in our community. The goal is to bring us to about 100 members. This kind of allows us to remain in a tight-knit group while, still letting us achieve our goals inside Star Citizen.
Yeah, I think we've always said that 100 is kind of, it's a nice number to go to, but I don't think we'll ever stop anyone from joining if we ever go over 100, and we don't know really where things will take us. We might get into the persistent universe, and maybe you need a 300-person organization just to get around. But I think we're definitely aiming on having a small, close-knit group rather than a big nameless organization.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with that.
Yeah, it's definitely part of the founding principles of the organization. We're definitely friendly and helpful, and again, that focus on that quality and core group rather than the huge nameless kind of, so you're just a number within the organization. I've been in those where you 1,020 out of 3,000 in a group or something, and you just never really, your voice never comes to it, and you never really see the direction it's going as well.
Yeah, I'm not really too sure how you'd be organized at that volume of members anyways.
I think it's a full-time job then for you.
Yep, absolutely. You don't really get to know everyone in the group either, which is another downside.
No, you can't have the inside jokes that way, can you?
No. In terms of what our group actually does, our primary goal is to be exploring in Star Citizen. So we're going to go out there in the verse.
You're doing that just to annoy me because you know I hate that term.
But our group in general, the goal is to be a socialist democracy, so everyone's going to have a vote. We also have an elected council. I'll talk a little bit more about that later. But, the general idea is we want to create a fun and safe environment for everybody to play Star Citizen and, also whatever games we're playing at the time. Our group is also an exclusive group, so we don't really want to lose affiliation with our members. I don't know if you guys know about Star Citizen, but you can have multiple org memberships, but you have to have a main organization, and that's what we're shooting for. Basically, be somebody's main organization rather than just a loose affiliation with us.
Yeah, it's not that we don't want to obviously socialize with other organizations. It's just that if you're going to be a member of the group, then we really want you to be like a member of us. We really want you to get involved. It's not from a point of us trying to tell you what you can and can't do. We really want everyone to play together and enjoy the game because it's a fun game that we should all be playing, really.
Absolutely.
You mentioned about the council, Dan. We want our members to actively shape our group, don't we, within the Eden Directive?
Yeah, absolutely. That was one of our founding principles, actually, is, have the group lead us in which direction we should go.
Yeah, and we said it's an elected council. So is that we have a set of quarterly elections. It's once every 3 months, isn't it? We have them, and those elected members decide on which direction the organisation will take, what kind of issues they can enact, and kind of give us some priorities for the organisation.
As well as the council members, they each have a specialization in Star Citizen. So, like in your case, you're the military council member. We also have people who manage trade and outbound PR, that kind of things. So they kind of serve a double purpose, just general decision making as well as specialization. I think it's a very well organized system we have going.
I think that's something which definitely sets us apart from a lot of organisations, is just how well organised we are so far. I think that's definitely something which is a bonus. That and my extreme lust for needing an Idris.
We'll get one of these days. We did get the Starfare, which is very helpful, I think.
Yeah, definitely refueling on operations will be fantastic now.
Yeah, I'd almost put that as a higher priority than Idris. Although the Idris would be pretty cool to have.
Big guns.
Yeah, can't go wrong with that.
No, you really can't.
One of the other things that really sets us apart is the Myers-Briggs typology. So essentially, Eden has an opt-in program where members can volunteer their Myers-Briggs profile. And if you don't know what that is Myers-Briggs basically is a personality profile where you can learn a little bit more about yourself. We're also wanting to have surveys where peers can rate other members based on their ability, communication, discipline, empathy, leadership, and training. Now, of course, like I said, this is all opt-in, so we're not going to force anybody to do it, and we're definitely not going to discriminate on it. It's just if somebody, wants to, better themselves in the organization, then this might be something that they could try.
Yeah, I learned from this organization about my MBTI. I turn out to be I'm an ENTP. From what I've read from that, it's really interesting. It kind of gives you a whole different perspective on your personality and the way that you think of things. And now I understand why I like to argue so much, and it's brilliant.
Yeah.
I can play devil's advocate, and I can just blame it on it's my personality type on ENTP.
Yeah, it is definitely pretty cool to learn about yourself, and maybe some things you didn't pick up before, kind of brings to the surface, which is really nice. You can kind of analyze yourself from that.
Yeah, and I think it's helped me kind of interact with other people as well, because I know my own strengths and weaknesses, but I also know the strengths and weaknesses of others. I think gives us that little bit of an edge, and it also just helps from the social side of things.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, like you said, I would go with those key things to remember. Is it really is an optional profile that you can sign up, or you don't have to do it if you don't want to. I've always put that, and like all data that's kept is anonymous as well. It's just there to kind of give us an idea of the role and how we can improve our interactions with one another.
Yeah, absolutely. I think one of the other cool things that we just started working on is building out our infrastructure. So we're actually designing a community website and forums for our members. And the idea is that we're going to have a single sign-on for multiple Eden services. So, if we have surveys or voting and stuff like that, you can just use the same sign-in and do that all in one place, which is going to be really cool. I'm really excited to see how that turns out.
I was going to say, definitely. One of the things which I've always found quite difficult is the fact that sometimes you're signing on to 3 or 4 different options to try and put your view across, and it always makes it a little bit difficult, doesn't it, when you're having to jump between applications and websites?
Yeah, and that's something we definitely want to avoid. So we're trying to integrate as much as possible, which I think should be really suitable for the organization and really helpful.
So definitely encourage people to have a look and get involved in that once it's up and running. I mean, it's early days at the moment, but I think we've got a sensible and dedicated group of people behind that. So I'm sure that you guys will do good. I don't have a clue what you guys are doing, to be honest. I'm just going to sit there and click buttons and hope I don't break things when it comes out.
We'll build this solid, so you won't have to worry about that.
Make it idiot proof. That's what I need.
Yeah. Well, they always build in a bigger idiot, don't they?
That's very true. No, I hope I don't come under that category, but you know what? I'll try my hardest.
So this is the introduction podcast. Yeah. Essentially, from going here forth, the kind of general format for our next podcast, we want to do kind of personal recap, and we want to recap on what's new with the org, what's going on this week, what's new with Star Citizen, as well as we want to do a member highlight. So, we'll invite one of our members to join us for the podcast and, just ask them a few questions and, get their thoughts on a couple things. We'd also like to do a feature segment. So each week we'll be highlighting a different part of the organization, or, if there's something really cool in Star Citizen coming out, that's going to be our feature segment. And we'd also like to answer questions from our members, and hopefully we can get a little bit of knowledge going out there.
And perhaps prospective members as well, if people are kind of, if you're interested in joining the Eden Directive, then I think definitely we would be more than happy to answer some questions in the first place about that.
Yeah, absolutely. We'd love to hear from all you guys.
But yeah, I'm really looking forward to this podcast. I know the first one's always trying to introduce us a little bit. It's always quite difficult, and I think it's going to be one of these things. It's obviously going to evolve over time, but I'm really looking forward to getting these rolling, talking about what's going on in Star Citizen. I mean, we've all kind of put a considerable amount of time and probably money into this game, so it's
Everyone's
something
a little
that
bit invested.
I'm really, yeah, we are. We're definitely invested, and if you're listening to this, then you're likely also invested or thinking of getting invested in Star Citizen. In which case, I 100% recommend it, because at least even with their just release of Arena Commander, which is not even an alpha, it's a pre-alpha, you're seeing a level of polish and quality which you don't see in many games which get released straight away now.
Yeah, I'm actually really impressed with how Arena Commander turned out. Just the gameplay, the beauty of the game. Oh, it's awesome.
It looks fantastic, doesn't it?
It does.
I'm surprised how well it runs.
Even at 4K, I can run it and it still looks beautiful.
Well, even with my terrible old GPU, I think I've got a 560 Ti, and it doesn't. I mean, I've been able to run it on high. Okay, it goes at 18 frames per second, which isn't particularly good. But I mean, if I drop it down, then it runs beautifully still. And if it wasn't for the fact that I'm just terrible with the HOTAS, I think it would be 100% success. You can't blame the game for the idiot behind the controller.
Yeah, that's very true. And I think a lot of people were really expecting this to be, graphic card melter, which I guess one graphic card did melt. I seen the other day. But generally speaking, it plays pretty decent on current hardware, which I was actually quite surprised about. I thought it was going to be almost impossible to run, but I'm glad that's not the case.
Don't get me wrong, I'll still be upgrading my graphics card because I want to see those on very high settings. I want to see my constellation in all its beauty.
Absolutely, I agree with you there.
And with the Oculus Rift as well.
Ooh, Oculus Rift.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to put that in the podcast at one point. So yeah, definitely, if people have got suggestions about stuff they want to talk about, stuff like general information, then just send us a message or stuff like that. How are we doing that, Dan? How are people gonna let us know what questions they want?
I think we're gonna have something on the subreddit, and as soon as we have the organization website up, that's definitely going to be the place to submit questions to us. As well as we're going to set up the Eden Direct email pretty shortly. So once we have that up and running, we might actually set up an email to do that.
Oh, brilliant. Cool. Can they also message us on the RSI forums as well? Because I know we've got an organization post on there.
Yeah, absolutely. If you post on there, we can take those questions, put them into the podcast. We'll try and get those answers out to you as quick as we can.
Yeah, and if we don't get any questions, then I'm going to start asking silly questions to Dan. So save him the effort and get us some decent questions, will you please?
Well, I think that brings to conclusion our first podcast.
Yeah, it's a nice short one, just saying hello pretty much.
Thanks to everybody for listening. Hopefully the next one should be a little bit more entertaining for you now that we're done this introduction.
Indeed. Well, I'm sure it will be.
Have fun, guys. We'll talk to you next week.
Like when we work English not working.